So we have here now ultramarine violet, raw umber, titanium white, and cerulean blue. We're going to work on the sign, on this sign right here. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to use a round brush for now, just to test the color. Ultramarine violet, bit of raw umber, touch of cerulean in there to give us that blue or gray. It makes the color more on the gray side, and white. Now we don't have to start with a light color. I think it's better if we don't. So we have a base, and then we will use more like a dry brush over. So it's going to dry darker. I think we'll see. Let's try.
Layal, I'm sorry, I missed the combination of colors.
No problem. It's ultramarine violet, raw umber, white, and cerulean blue.
Titanium white?
Yeah, titanium white.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So when you're painting, add a bit of more blue in some areas. So let's say I'm painting right now. I'm going to take a bit of blue and just add it in here. And then go back to my color and then continue. Just makes it a bit more interesting and more, it looks like the paint, there's different color in the paint. Okay, let's go like that. So this, I'm going to make sure that this is going all the way down here to this edge. Some blue. I'm just going to wait for it to dry. and then I will highlight. Okay. It's going to give me a really good base for a strong highlight. Now I'm just gonna, because it dries darker right now, and because we don't need it to be too light or too dark, I should say. I'm just gonna adjust the brightness slowly and a bit, just a bit. So I added a bit of white to that color, and then I'm just adjusting the value. Okay. I'm adding more white, but again, just be careful. It shouldn't be too light. And let's see. Oh, sorry. No. Actually, you know what? Let's leave the inside for now. Let me see. Okay. It's good that we have the shadow part. Okay. All right, let's take the inside. Cerulean, blue, bit of raw umber. Let's try white. With these two colors, no titanium buff. Okay, I don't mind this color. I like it. So now I'm just going to make sure that I'm highlighting where there's light. So let's do this. Let's see. So we might have light right here. Actually, you know what? Let's highlight the whole thing, and then we'll figure out. Let's highlight the whole thing.
Can you repeat the colors?
And the colors are
Colors are cerulean blue, raw umber,
Yes.
and white. More cerulean in here. Some areas have more cerulean, some areas will have more of the brown. So it's not all the same everywhere. Make it look old and rustic. Paint slowly. And every time you paint a bit, add a different color. Add a bit of blue into this area, let's say, and then stop, go back, put white. White and raw umber. I mean, not white alone. Of course, I'm going to take a bit of raw umber now. Add it here.
Are you going to add these little things on the one corner? No.
Not sure. I don't think so.
The seashells?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
It's not necessary. Just a masking.
It's a bit small for that. Just the area is really small. I'm more focusing on the texture of that old wooden frame more than what's on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to highlight a bit this area here. Just a bit right here. And let's take a bit of white and of course, just put more white in that mixture that I'm using and just continue with the highlight that's going through. Another one here. bit here. Because the light is right there going through. Exactly same right there. A bit, the edge, corner. Now, I would probably, what I will do eventually is glaze this to tone it down. Maybe, but we'll see. If I find that it's too strong, then I would glaze it, but I don't think it is. By the time we put the sign or write down what, what's written on it, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. Let's soften this a bit. It's just a bit too harsh right now. Just because acrylic dries darker. So by the time this part is dry, the dark part, it's looking a bit harsh. So I'm just going to take glaze and soften this transition between light and dark. Just with the same colors I'm using, just put a bit of more water in it, in your color, and then just soften in between. Just soften the edge. Just make the edges not harsh and strong. All right. It's going to take cerulean blue, a bit of raw umber in my cerulean blue, just to tone down the cerulean so it's not too strong. And I'm going to come here and then add.
It's only cerulean blue.
Cerulean and raw umber. Just make sure that it looks rustic, when you put it there. It's not. Okay, I'm adding a bit of water so I get more like a glaze. Okay. I'm going to go back now with a bit of the color I was using. Mess it up a bit. Oh, wow. Oh, I have to write down. Okay, so let's write down the name. Smaller round brush. Again, same. Cerulean blue. A touch of raw umber. Adding raw umber to my cadmium red medium. And we're gonna put the and I'm gonna leave this to dry, and then I'm gonna go over it with a bit of glazing of maybe some brown in there, or just leave it. I'm just putting a bit of white on the sign with blue. I'm mixing white and blue, cerulean blue and white, and I'm just kind of here and there putting a bit of white, light blue, actually, I should say. All right, I think it's fine, it's enough. All right, so I'm gonna take raw umber, only raw umber. We don't have to put anything else. If it's not dark enough, add a bit of ultramarine violet in it, or any color that will make it dark. So I was saying that you could do this in a, here. I'm just gonna take, this is black. You could use black if you like to, with raw umber. And I'm just gonna cover this again here, all of it. So you could just paint a bunch of colors of dark brown, just the bottom. And now go up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And so we're just painting the branches right now, only. No, we're not painting any kind of reflection or shadows or anything. Just go in here. I'm just using raw umber and black. Okay. Now, I'm going to wait for this to dry. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to highlight and give this a nice, interesting texture. I'm just going to use yellow ochre. And I do have white or titanium buff. Let's get some white in here. Okay, let's take raw umber, put some titanium buff in it, or white. I think titanium buff is better. And some yellow ochre. And I'm going to come here, wet my brush, take some more yellow ochre. I like highlighting with yellow ochre when there's brown. And let's give it some, wipe my brush, or actually better clean it, and then take, and let's give it some texture highlights. More of yellow ochre in here. Actually, if you use just yellow ochre, it'll be fine.
Is the recording on, Layal?
Hmm?
The recording is on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Now I'm going to take a bit of more highlights. So it's a mixture of the titanium buff and a bit of raw umber and yellow ochre. And I'm going to come here and then just kind of highlight a little bit more, like stronger, bit of a stronger in certain areas, not everywhere. I just want to soften this harsh dark color. I'm also going to take a bit of the, oh, if I have enough, cerulean blue and put it in. Oh, that is beautiful. To put a bit of white in my cerulean blue, touch of white. Okay, so now this part at the bottom is dry. So I can take titanium buff, bit of the cerulean blue, and a touch of the ultramarine violet, the same colors I used for the wall before. And what I'm going to do is mix them together just a bit. Mostly is titanium buff, and this is the ultramarine, a bit of blue. Just make sure that it's a light color. Okay, in my brush, I'm going to open up this. So I'm going to go in between and open up. Hold on, I'm going to change my brush. Smaller round. So you see now they're like kind of separate. Not all of them, just a couple. And that will make them look like less bunched up together. Maybe a little one here. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's enough. Okay. I'm just gonna mix leftover blue and yellow I have here and make a green if I can. This is not yellow, this is yellow ochre, so maybe. Let me see. Yeah, not bad. It's like a mossy color, moss. Let's take the same moss color that's made by using yellow ochre and cerulean blue, and I put a bit of titanium buff in it, and just use it in different areas here. Just makes it more interesting and colorful and less harsh.
Leah,
Yep.
for the highlights, did you use yellow ochre on its own originally?
Yes. Yes.
And now what are you putting on? The
I'm
same?
putting no, right now I'm putting on the last kind of touches. I'm putting on I mixed yellow ochre with cerulean blue, and
Okay.
I'm putting I put a bit of titanium buff in it, and I'm just adding this green that I used right down here. I'm adding it here on top on the branches. So it's more interesting, you know, just to have different colors on these branches. And it makes the branches less harsh. So what I'm going to do is take more of that titanium buff, and now this is the last thing, okay? Titanium buff and brown raw umber that I have here. And I'm just going to try to put even over any color you have here, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to put a couple of dabs of highlights or lights.
right there?